day, everyone, and welcome back to Blueport, Pleasure Beach. Yes, we are back with one of the last episodes of this series. We are slowly getting everything done, and today we are working on the Boomerang coaster station with a lot of queues and a little bit of things going all the way around. Some clutter. I'm just trying to get everything done here and everything to look nice, and that's kind of like what we're doing in today's video. So obviously we are in the Alpine area, so I'm trying to keep everything still in that theme, and I'm trying to build a station, a building today. We do some queue work and we do a little bit of exterior around all the buildings and everything we build. So I'm pretty much just doing this build here for the first 10 minutes of the video, where you will see me try to like make things look nice and kind of like get together. And since I've been in Busch Gardens and stuff, I really have like this super like realistic vibe lately that I want to build. So you will get a few of those lately. You'll get some Blueport, there'll be a Tailwink, and then we will get back to Telemagica and Grimskate, obviously. But yeah, you just get a little bit of that because I'm kind of in the mood to build something just basic, nothing too fancy. So that's what we're doing. Yes. We did build the Alpine station for the other coaster the other day, but we want to have something that connects them too. So when you come in to the area, you'll get like bombarded with like these sort of nice Alpine buildings. This is a super nice vibe. So we will eventually add more vibe to it the more we go into the build. And this is also only the front of the build. We're not doing anything on the back side yet because I'm not really sure yet what I want to do. It's very difficult to how I want to place things here, and also because when Dave went in and made the coasters, he made it underneath a tunnel. So I'm trying to make that look nice too, to kind of like how can we get that integrated very well here. I did use this roof here, but I eventually also deleted and changed it up because I felt like it made the whole building way too majestic to have these like roof tiles be so high. So I changed those to a smaller bit, and it actually works out a lot better. So I'm happy with that. You can already see it now in the background. Here I'm trying to avoid the support, so we can kind of like get it to look like it's actually they built the station outside of the support, as you see, right? I'm not sure that this coaster itself will get a switch track as the Woody has. I don't think we can do that, but at least I will try to make the station look somewhat proper. That is not for this specific thing. Today we're doing exterior work pretty much, and we're just trying to get everything to look nice. And Dave did an amazing job of making these coasters, and I really love how it goes through the roof. So obviously we're gonna try and make something cool from that. So you'll see a little bit of errors, like a little bit of things that I will add, and also will eventually just be moved away again. But that's because, you know, the further I build, I try things out, and then as soon as I don't really like that and it kind of like breaks off my groove, I'll delete it, and then I try find another way. As you can see here, trying to make some balconies. I actually had a few more, but the more I added and stuff, I was just not feeling it. So we go back here, and I use this amazing Theme Maker Toolkit wall piece here. That is just amazing. I think I'm gonna do best top 10 or 20 Theme Maker Toolkit pieces that I personally like to use in Planet Coaster. So because yeah, there's actually a ton, but there are a few that keeps on getting used here. For me specifically, not only in this project, but just in general, so many pieces that I would like to share with you guys. But yeah, as you can see, the building itself is starting slowly to be of something, right? We get some roof on, we start to add these wall sets, and everything kind of like works out at the end. I feel like I didn't really know what to do with the exit path, but that's for next video. What I do also is that I do a lot of things off camera, so you might accidentally see some things pop up just out of nowhere without you seeing me build, like this building on the left here. I try to duplicate a little bit and try to get the queue going. And I actually like it. I like it. It's something different, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out what I actually want to do here. And having this realism view in your sight all the time, it's actually quite of a tough cookie, because when I build, I don't really think about these things, you know, like because I built what I built. But it is kind of funny to challenge yourself in this way, or see if you are capable of actually building something that you will see in a real theme park. And I feel like what I did today is I like the vibe of it, and I really like how busy everything feels around here when you guys can see it. As you saw in the cinematics in the start, there's really something about it, I feel like, and I feel like we did good here. So after I've actually built this area here, there's only a few things left. We have the station for the chairlifts, and then we have the beer garden that I want to do for this area. And then honestly guys, there are some interior work to be done through the park in some of the old blueprints, but honestly I don't think they are necessary to do anything with, because they have a beautiful exterior. So doing some interior work there is, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of pointless. Even though we have lots of frames in this park, the park runs beautifully. And we don't have so many Theme Maker Toolkit pieces, which I'm also going to do a collection for eventually, the further we go. But yeah, as you can see here, I tried to redo the queue a bit, and then put a roof on top here, and actually kind of mingle the two buildings here you see together with this sort of awning system here we're doing, with this little cover over the queue. And I like it. I think it's cool. I also eventually add a few more fencing in there and some lighting, and then I do a little bit of safety netting in there too, so people cannot jump towards the coaster. As you can see here, I felt like this was kind of neat to add hedges here between the fence and the wall, and it actually looks super dope for the coaster too when we kind of like get these things mixed in together. It really makes a good job. I also read a few of your guys' suggestions of names, and I will get back to that later of what I will give it of names. But for now, we're just gonna build as this, and then you will see me do the sign at the end. But yeah, we're really doing this, and I'm really happy for this idea that I got with putting the hedges around here and kind of covering up. This kind of reminds me, giving me a little bit of vibe of Blackpool, where you have the Grand National and you have like this fencing, and you have two coaster tracks going underneath you. I really like that concept. It's super cool. So what Dave did here with the coasters, actually, it's super nice when we actually get it to look proper, with a building on each side, some fencing, and etc. Here I'm just doing some safety netting. We will obviously cover up all this square here, so people will not be able to get into this section here, which is super nice. So I'm just trying my best to cover up things and how things would actually look. I'm not saying that the concrete pillars and all the walls you see where the coaster is gonna be this concrete. I might do a little bit of decals on them, maybe I'll decorate them a little bit. We'll see. But that's not the main goal right now. The main goal today and now is literally just to fill in all the areas we can with this Alpine stuff, and actually make a super nice, cozy, immersive, vibrant area that kind of has it all and gives all the vibes you need. Right? And I feel like since this is the last area of Blueport, a rich man kind of like said, yeah, I want you guys to build a big Alpine area, and here's all the money. So there are a few areas obviously at this section here where they went all in, and then there are maybe a few areas where money didn't fall so much for them. But as you can see, the area here is starting slowly to become something, right? And I'm not sure what I should do here underneath. Should I just let it be open as a free, like as a nice little grass area with some rocks, some foliage, or should I actually try to build a building down there too? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Like right here where I am, where I put the railing, should I build anything there, or should have it open as a grass field sort of thing with flowers and bushes and stuff? So yeah, this is the queue, right? So this is they will not be able to walk on this little platform here where the wood is, but it just adds to the surroundings. It adds to the queue, and I really like that. Here I'm adding a few flower beds, because you know they're very important in Alpine. There are a lot of them growing across the walls and etc. So I'm just trying to get everything. I'm just trying to make a vibe here. That's pretty much what I'm doing. So I'm super happy for how everything is slowly starting to look like. And especially what the worst part was, the coasters that I really wanted to finish. So well, the stations at least. So I think next time we'll do the chairlift station, and then we can focus on the beer garden, and then we can just try to finish off this area here with the buildings and a little bit of stuff around and between and stuff. And I think that's gonna be super nice, honestly. And then we have a few places around the park that needs a little bit of refreshment. But yeah, I have good thoughts about having this park finished within a month or so, guys, honestly. I will prioritize this so we can get it done, because we're kind of over this now, and I think it's about time that we get to the end game of this park, right? So, as I told you guys, I did a little bit of different things. So today and also here now, I'm building a little small, like Alpine mountain-ish building. I would say shop. Where I do 2 different facades, connect them together, and then I add like vending machines and ATMs in there, and then eventually, hopefully, people will walk in here and actually get whatever they need. So this build specifically is not really like, I was just looking at a few pictures and I was like, okay, let me just try make a small little shop exterior facade, at least in front of the coaster. This is not where it's going to be located. I found another better place for it, right next to where the coaster goes down, where you just saw us build the hedges. I felt like there was a good spot, and then I afterwards add a square box to it, kind of like a, you know, like a realism one with some ventilations and stuff on top, and also just a back door or a back space, so we can have a little bit extra, and so does it feel like the building evolves and have a longer depth to it. So that's what we're doing too. And I actually wasn't quite sure how about I wanted this build, because I wanted to keep the Alpine vibe in it, and I really hope I did. If you guys think it needs a little bit extra to make it extra pop, then let me know, guys. Okay, let me know. But yeah, adding this, just trying to make everything custom, trying to give it that unique feel. And I feel like instead of only these majestic Alpine buildings that we use for the stations, we also need some coziness. We need something like kind of like small and neat, and that's kind of like what I wanted to do with this build here. As soon as we add trims, windows, and all that stuff, things are gonna look super dope. I'm not sure if I actually eventually will add a shop in there, because right now we just added a vending machine and some ATMs, because I didn't really want to do crazy exterior in here. So we'll see where it takes us. Because what I want to use my full power for is the beer garden. The beer garden is something I'm very excited to build. Since we already have that little bar or beer pub thing further up in the park, or in the park before Alpine area. So I feel like we can maybe make a combination of those 2 things, trying to see if we can at least get the same beer brand that we did over there and make that over here too. Because we gotta have a beer garden here, 100%. That's a fact. But we're slowly finishing up this facade here. At least, as you can see, I'm trying to get the best vibe out of it and figuring out where I want the windows. And then I was not entirely sure how much of a backside I wanted to add to it, because at this time I was not sure where I wanted to place the building in the first. But it's going. As you can see, I raised it up a bit before because I saw a person, or I took an animatronic person, and they were just not they were just too tall, actually. So to give it the perfect scale, I had to kind of like raise it up a bit so it doesn't look that small again to compare to the buildings. So yeah, I'm super stoked for how this things ended up today. As you can see, we added a little bit of extra trims, we had some support work. And I'm using these brackets, Teammaker Toolkit brackets, which is incredible. I love them so much. I don't know who made it, but you did a good job adding those into the game. Afterwards, we are trying to come up with at least a little bit more windows, or figure out a way to do nice windows here. And I end up putting some lit signs into these, so it kind of like gives us this lighting at night. It looks super dope. You guys will love it when we get that far. But yeah, that's sort of this build here today. Next we are slowly gonna move it towards where I want it, next to the coaster track or the woody, and then we kind of slowly after that just try add a few things around it, which makes it look a lot more alive, you know what I mean, especially with bouncing barrels and all that stuff. So as you can see here, trying to give it a little bit of an extra exclusive trim piece here, but it works. Here I was trying to figure out a way too that we can make the overhang supported, and then I found this super cool piece, Team Mega Toolkit piece that I've not seen before. Besides that, I used it on top there. So I was like, you know what, let's use this. This is quite the piece to use, and it actually adds a nice little detailing to it. So that's what I'm doing, and then we just go back in to add lots of trim work. And I wanted to have the windows like kind of small as well, because it just looks nice to these buildings to have like these super small open sort of windows with shutters. So that's what I'm doing today. And as you can see, it's slowly getting there. It's a nice little building. We'll add some size to it. We'll add a little bit of decals on it, and then that's pretty much what we're doing. As I say, I close it in afterwards, just with some white walls inside, and then it's literally just to finish off the small things around and add it next to the coaster, which you will see in just a minute, where we will be moving towards the other side, as you can see here. And this just makes it look a lot better when we get it enclosed, like when we get the coaster in between these two buildings here. It just feels finished. It just feels like it has a purpose, and I'm really happy for that addition there. So while I'm doing this, I was thinking about what I should name the coaster, and I've had a few suggestions on the YouTube. And there's a lot of them I like, especially one called Expedition the Weisshorn, which is gonna be the big coaster, the woody, and then this one on the left will be called Alpine Blitz. And this one, as you can see, is suggested by Tetsuo, who said that would be a very nice name. It gives a little bit Trips Drill vibe, so he thought that Alpine Blitz would work good here, so I felt like that was a very nice name for the Boomerang coaster. So you will see me just in a few sec make a sign for the coaster. It's a pretty basic sign I do, but it helps with the job. It does the job nicely, and it adds that little extra title and immersiveness to the whole area. So that's kind of like what we are doing, and then I will show you guys next time which name, as I just said, the Weisshorn, and also present that properly to the coaster, because I still need to do a sign for the woody as well. So this one, it was the first kind of sign we did here, and since we have all the funds, I thought why not just try do one by ourselves. So that's kind of like what I did. But as you can see, we have pretty much slowly filled in this build here with some foliage going across, and now we're adding, as I said, these lit windows. It's always difficult for me to find the perfect lighting on lit windows, but I felt like this one was a good one. I would love to share it to you guys if you want the colors for this lit window, which is pretty easy to do. You make a custom window and then you put this small lit sign beneath it, and then it kind of gives this super nice color or lit color vibe at night. At day, but depending on depending on the color you use, because sometimes it can really makes the build look off if you have like a very bright color to the lit window. But yeah, we are continuing. I want to add like a little extra thing to the side here, so that's kind of like what I'm doing. It just adds that little extra vibe to it. So that's nice. So here on the left side we have the Boomerang, and then here we have the balloon ride. And since I don't know yet what I want to call that, if you have names for that ride too, let me know down below, guys, and I will call it that. But what I'm doing here is that I felt like I wanted to try at least enclosure it in with like a nice fancy vibe. So what I'm doing here is that I'm making some light holes where I do like a little bit of lights, a little bit of decorating, and then I just try to get this built all the way around this specific flat right here. And then I obviously also turn off some of the lights so we don't get this like crazy brightness of lights. That's always a good thing to do, so it's not all the lights that are shining, because it looks like all of them are still lit even though you have them off. So that's a thing you can take with you here if you need that. So here I was not really feeling and really didn't know what I was going to do exactly yet. But I found something to kind of do, and that was making a little entrance, a little small cozy wood entrance here towards the coaster. And after that I was like, okay, I can work with this. Let's see what we can do. So I made some thick columns to cover up, you know, the queue entrance, so you don't see that. And then I was kind of like just trying to get a vibe going here with the different things, and it kind of works. I'm kind of liking it, because afterwards there I place in some clutter, and then we go over and do the sign as well in a few sec. So yeah, as I say, I'm super happy for how this area turned out to be, and you can definitely start to see now how this area is gonna be with the big coaster in the background and the Boomerang here, and we have all this Alpine stuff. And as soon as we get the Alpine all the way around, and maybe just some realism aspects too, this area is gonna look super dope. I might do a Blueport stream or two within the next month, so if you guys want to join me there and see the progress, links are down below if you want to come say hi to me on Twitch, because I feel like a lot of this interior work, a lot of these gap work there are, is obviously some of the tedious work, but I feel like why not do a stream or two with that. So expect some Blueport streams in the near future, because in the near future this part will be done. Yes, we did it. I can finally see the end of this, and it makes me happy, guys. It makes me happy. Alright, pull yourself together, man. So you can see here, trying to add a little bit of realism aspects and stuff, like the whole like height sign, and here I'm doing the sign, as I say, Alpine Blitz, which is suggested by Tatsuro, and I kind of like how it kind of, it sounds good, and it sounds cringy at the same time, because it's for Blueport, right? We have like so many cringe names in here, and we kind of want to keep that vibe going. So Alpine Blitz is where it's at, friends. Just trying to make a nice custom sign here for it, and doing a little bit of shadowing and stuff, you know, a little bit of that. And then after that, I'm just trying to make it look nice. Honestly, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just added a few things, and then I was like, you know what, I like this. This looks nice. Let's go with this. So as you can see, it's going to be a little bit difficult to figure out how to get a sign towards the balloon ride, so we don't get them mixed together. But I feel like on this left side, where I used all the concrete as well, maybe we can put up a sign there and kind of like make them look different, so people won't get confused. Or we do it on the left side. We'll find a way. We always find a way, guys. But in any case, let me know what you guys think of this edition today. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Do you like it so far? And which area in Blueport is your best? I know we have, I mean, it's not like theme. We have the Alpine now. We have acceleration zone. And then we have like the more like Art Deco style. And then we just have like a generic theme park vibe area. So I guess in a sense we have 4 areas in this park. Which is something, right? So, and then where Alpine is obviously the big superior theming, and then we have the Art Deco, we have the acceleration zone, and then we have the generic stuff. But yeah, I will make a little map of it too, and like put them around the park too, and all the monitors we have. Like here, I want to have like 10 minutes waiting from here, and all that stuff, you know. So it's gonna be a little bit more addition to it. So it's awesome. Something I also do off camera is that I add like this little Golpy stand surrounded with a little bit of barrels and you know, that barrel cart, like beer cart, and I just place that in the middle actually with a little tree, which you will see me go over to just in a few sec, where I kind of like try to get a vibe from it. And as you can see here, I place the benches inside, so the people will actually come and sit around this little thing I'm doing here now. And when they do, it is such a satisfying feeling to see. You will get a glimpse of it, just a tiny bit, what I'm meaning. But it's just really nice when the people are actually sitting in these like circular flower beds that you've done. As you can see here, I paused it for a sec so you can see that they're actually using it and sitting it. As soon as I built it, they were right there, boom. So that's awesome, isn't it? Anyways, guys, sorry for the kind of long video, but that's kind of like what they're gonna be here at the end, the Blueport videos, because I will cram pack them with a lot of video or a lot of time lapse and etc. So, but yeah, here I didn't really know what to do because I feel like they can still kind of jump over the fence and over like the hedge and fence. So we need to have a little bit of an extra suspension here. So I did this here, added this little cable thing here to kind of like make it feel like they can't jump. And then I feel like that kind of like does the job. Anyways, friends, let me know what you think of the video of the build so far. How do you like Blueport looking? Are you excited for it to be finished? Because it will get on the workshop as soon as it is. And I will of course make a few videos for it. Guys, leave a like and a comment down below. Join the Discord if you feel like doing that. And join me on Twitch as well if you want to follow a little bit of the progress before I finish it. Take care, friends. Enjoy the cinematics. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.